Hey superstars, Polly Mertens here. So today's gonna be a little different video than what I usually make, and I want you to close any tabs that you're looking at, put your phone down. Let me just ask you, what if a candle or a chair you love could become a doorway back to yourself? Like, that's the question, right? So I'm literally here. So this is gonna be a little different than the videos I usually make. So I usually don't I don't come to my videos with this on. I don't usually wear this. I'm wearing a backpack and it's weighted. I have about 22 pounds of stuff here. I'm in my Ironman because I'm getting my energy up. I'm in training for Mount Whitney, but that's not the purpose of this video. I want to show you, like, this is the dichotomy of, the transition between the badassery, right? Like, I'm climbing Mount Whitney, the tallest mountain in the United States, in a week. Done Ironman, done all these races, all sorts of stuff. And we can be modern everyday hippies, right? And so why I'm holding this is I have this beautiful, down below me here is one of my altars, and I'm going to share some things with you. And I want to invite you, I declared a couple weeks ago in a video, I'm like, I think I'm a hippie. I'm a hippie. Like, I started owning it, right? And, I believe in rituals and sacred spaces. And you don't need, a white robe or, a she shed or anything fancy, right? You don't need incense even, like all the things that we think. There's no rules, right? I just want this video to really be about giving you permission to create, let your heart like guide you and follow whatever feels good, and create a space that's sacred for you, right? All you need is a strong calling to go inward, and that's all you need, right? So today I want to show you how to create your own sacred space and why it matters more than ever. Because I think that there's so much going on in the world that if we don't have a place that we can come back to us, we're just going to get swept away. I was teaching a class last night, leading a group, and someone was saying how, she gets up in the morning and just like jams off to work and runs late and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, I remember those days. Like, I remember that's how my life used to be until I found the power of rituals and a morning process. And this was, maybe a decade ago now, thank you, Abraham Hicks, to, really set the intention for the day. And why rituals matter, why have a sacred space, why have a morning process, morning routine, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be in the morning. You can do this at any time. But rituals are how humans pause, right? Like, there's so much human doing that is in our lives. And I think rituals and sacred spaces allow us to get that presence and that stillness that really gets us tuned into what's really calling us, like what's innermost in our heart. And these rituals and practices or morning processes or whatever it is for you, just quiet time by yourself. It could be 2 minutes, 5 minutes. You can do it in the car. Lots of things we're going to talk about today. But they're that bridge between this everyday life and a deeper meaning in your life, right? Like you connecting with you. I would say a sacred space gives your body and your soul a signal. Like, this is different. Like all that stuff that you do throughout the day and going and all these roles that we have in life, right? When we have a sacred space, when we have sacred rituals, when we have a routine, when we show ourselves that we matter, like this is ours, right? Like, this time is ours and we matter. And I think it signals to our nervous system, to our soul, like, yeah, I get you, right? Like, you're important as well. All these people in life are important, but we're most important to ourselves, right? So if life feels scattered, or I think rituals can reset your nervous system. They can, create a boundary, right? And I just invite you to slow down, breathe, and connect with yourself and what matters most. I've done other videos and I will do more on, my processes and my morning routines, but I just want to show you some of the things that light me up in ways that I create my sacred spaces. So I think, why we do it is it's like strength training also, like right now. So why am I wearing this? Because I want my legs to be prepared, because I'm going to be hiking this damn thing for 12 to 14 hours next week. So I'm like, okay, gotta, get my legs used to, my body used to, my core used to this. And I would say all of the years that I've been doing sacred spaces, it's about creating that ritual, that practice, that strength training for my inner world, right? And the more you return to that sacred space, that inner you, I think people who've meditated, I'm maybe going on 10 years, I don't know, about 10 years of meditating. People have been doing it for 20 years. Not every day is like jaw dropping, right? Is it a reset? Absolutely. Is it sacred time? Is it a signal? It's kind of like you have better days going to the gym and others. I'm going to take this off. I think this is literally like causing me not to breathe. So hang on a sec. Okay, here we are. So, that training our self to connect with what matters most, I think, is what rituals in a sacred space allow us to do, right? And because there's such a busy world out there, we get so disconnected. I think a lot of the mental and emotional upset and mental health challenges that people are having are largely because they don't have these, right? So, all right, so how I do it, I'll just tell you briefly, like my morning process. So I have a chair. I used to have a separate room, but you could do this anywhere, right? So I have a chair in my living room that I don't use every day. It's not like a chair I sit in all the time. It's a chair that's decorative in my living room, and I use it for this purpose. So, and then this little guy sits on it. So these are just some of the things. So I have sage. These are my rocks. I have a little lighter for lighting some incense. What else do I have here? Little doodahs. This guy reminds me of my trip to Thailand and beautiful sage. And then some of these things are just like beautiful gifts friends have given me, right? So this was one I gave actually to my friends. No grit, no pearl. Amethyst for energy. And each of these rocks, it's so beautiful. I'm not going to go too much into stones, but these rocks, the more I study, like this was from Sedona on my trip to Sedona, and this a friend gave to me, bumblebee jasper, amazing energy, lace, crazy lace, I think that one's called, or this one's crazy lace for laughter and fun. And then my friend who passed away a few years ago. So just something that's sacred to you, right? And sometimes this gets a little too much, and I might take some things out of it. And I actually it's a little much to show on here, but so this is my RV, my 32-foot motorhome. Like, these are some of the things that were in my motorhome. I have this whole container over here of and so the reason why the beads is because I'm from New Orleans, and like that's significant for me. And other things that I have in my sacred space are my cards. This is one set of cards that I recently got in Moab, Utah, and beautiful card decks. And then I'll also have in my sacred space a beautiful book or two. This is one of my favorite books lately that I've been reading. So I just read like that's just like little paragraphs, it's like simple, just like a little something, like a little mantra. Or I have beautiful guidebooks that just like set a tone or some energy. So, I'll sometimes light a candle too. They're not here, but I can light a candle. And I do my morning process with my headphones and light a card. And do I have my journal? Yeah. So I'll journal. And journals doesn't have to be like, it's just a regular notebook. I love me a good journal. So you can get a beautiful journal, but make it simple. Just start with something, right? Anything that really speaks to you or calls to you. Like I made this at a retreat once. I love that. Just absolutely love that. Heart's Journey. Thank you, Linda. That was amazing. Gift from a friend. I forget what that's, pyrite, I think it is. And each one of these, if you look it up, so much good energy. So how do you create that sacred space? So you don't need a whole yoga studio. You don't even need this. You don't need a shrine like I have or an altar. It's wherever you choose to bring your intention, right? So, if you have very little personal space, then so be it, right? But I'm sure you can find something, right? Like a little corner of your home, a little corner, or it could be in your car, right? Like that may be your only sacred space. So I've given you lots of examples here, but like anchor items, right? Like little things that can anchor you. So some for me are these rocks. I love picking up these rocks as I do my meditation in the morning, just to like have some energy. Just having this in the space, same chair every time. Often I'll have a blanket so I don't get up, so I'm plenty warm. And then my little items that are part of my routine, right? Like, so I'll just say it briefly, my routine. So I have beautiful meditation music that sets the tone. I go inward. I say inward and upward, actually. So I connect, do that, get inside. Then I bring out my journal and I ask for a transmission. Liz Gilbert calls them letters from love, So what does I say lately, what I've been saying, and this changes. Like I've done this so many different times over the last 10 years. It evolves. This altar has been with me for, I don't know, maybe the last 6 or 7 years. And some of these things are very new. Just got this year, He came from Thailand a couple years ago, right? So it evolves. This card deck, beautiful card deck, was a gift from a friend of mine last year. So those are part of it this year. May or may not be next year, right? So it's about cues for your body and your mind, like telling your body, like, okay, this is sacred time, right? So sitting in the same space, the more you use your space, I would say the faster your body drops in. I know this from being a hypnotherapist that having people sit in my hypnotherapy chair, and I learned this from my teachers that, once they've been hypnotized in that chair, they start to go into trance just getting in that chair, like the next time, right? And so if you meditate in the same area, the same sitting, wherever, over and over again, your body, body, mind, energy automatically knows, like, okay, that's what we're doing here, right? Like I don't sit in that chair in my living room any other time, but in the morning for my meditation. I know it's not just like sitting on the couch, right? So it's creating a shift, like a boundary, like, okay, I'm going into that space. But I want you to know, like, there's no rules. Like, that's what I really want to get is like, you don't have to have this, you don't have to do this. No, like, make this your own, right? So do it however feels good to you. Just do it, right? And if your sacred space turns out to be your car before work or your kitchen table or, outdoor in your garden, right? That would be amazing, right? I find that sometimes just going on walks before anybody's up, that can be beautiful sacred space, like going through a park while it's really, really quiet and the sun hasn't quite risen. That can be cherished space and time. So the other thing to be, just conscious of is, like I'm talking about, like in my home and how I do that and how I use, sacred space and rituals on my own, but circles in community, especially women's circles, like especially in community, right? So if you've ever done a sweat lodge or if you've ever been interested in that, I highly recommend those. Not for the faint at heart, but if you can be in a native sweat lodge, beautiful opportunity to experience ceremony. I mean, they have that shit down. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. And I think the rituals are continuing to eke out of beautiful native traditions wherever you are in the world. So, they're powerful solo, but I would say so good when women gather, right? So women's circles, if everyone can be tuned in and they're well facilitated, the energy just amplifies. I mean, it's just so sweet and so beautiful when everyone comes together for a purpose and an intention. And, a circle is a container, right? Like it holds and it magnifies our intentions of the people in it. And it reflects back our truth, right? So if each person, I've heard about, there's yogis that lead groups, like thousands of people will do, meditation together. And they say that like that group getting together will like change the energy in the city such that like crime drops. It's like, it's a powerful creation when we come together and we go inward, we get still, we get silent for a while. So, and, this is not new. Like women have been gathering for millennia this way. So today we honor that and we remember that and we create sacred space together. It just resonates and it brings us back together and it gets us up to bigger things and what we're really here to do, and we don't feel so alone as well, right? And I think, there's so much going on in the world that we get so sucked into little pockets and little worlds, right? Based on our energetic stance, right? And if we don't create our energy, if we aren't deliberate about the energy that we're setting, we can just get sucked into what's going on in the world, right? We'll get attracted because that vibration is stronger than our own. So I want to invite you to create something for yourself, some practice, right? So this week, like, make it easy. If you've never done this before, and if this gives you any kind of inspiration, right? Start small. I mean, just light a candle, right? Hold a crystal, hold a rock, hold a stone, hold something memorable to you, something that has meaning, or give it meaning, or a flower, right? And take 5 deep breaths and just like get still. Like that's really, I find the biggest benefit of all this is creating stillness in life in such a busy, go, go, go doing world. And that's it. Start that, right? And do that for a few days. Do that for 30 days. And notice how different your body, mind, soul, spirit feel when you step in with intention each day, right? Like just like going to the gym, you start to notice the results over time. You don't go to the gym once and go, bing, I'm done, right? Same with these practices, right? It's a cumulative effect. It's you create it. And I find that, just as much as I enjoy movement in the morning and my, routines, like this is so sacred and precious to me. I protect it at all costs, right? Like it's now a part of who I am and what I do, right? Who I be in the world is created on this foundation of the practices that I've adopted, and I continue to evolve. It's not, I mean, if I have videos where I did, my morning process 7 or 8 years ago, and it looked very different. It was much more energetic and stuff. And now my rituals and my practices, the modern everyday hippie is very sound based, very frequency based, very energy based, not so much mind based. It's definitely tapping into things that I've discovered through, becoming a more practitioned meditator, right? And I think that the more we do it, the more consistent we do it, the greater the expansiveness that we can achieve. So here's the thing. You don't have to follow anyone's rules, any of my rules, any of this. You just need to follow your calling to go inward. That's really what I want you to get out of this, is like make a space, light something, find something meaningful to you, something beautiful, something precious. It can be small, right? And let it become sacred because you said so. Like become the inner hippie, and nobody has to know about this. This is just you and you. And it could be tiny. You could just make something really, really small the start of your inner sanctuary, your sacred space with you. And if this resonates with you and you're craving a bigger community to do this work with, or to practice this, or come and practice with me and some of the things that I do, we'll be sharing more and more of these in the circles that we create, right? So we have online communities, online circles. So I'd love for you to join me. Each December, I'm offering a return to light circle. It's beautiful, sacred ceremony, 3 weeks. We get together and we drop in and really tune in to what matters most. And we tap into the energy and the visions that are right for us, each of us, right? Not mine, but each of us. And we get turned on for the new year, turned on for our life, like coming alive in our life, right? So if that's something you want to check out my website, come visit me there. But for you, start with your candle. Start with 5 quiet minutes a day. Start with a book. Start with a beautiful deck of cards, anything. It could be a prayer book, something that really lights you up. And if you want to go deeper and you want to do it in circle and ritual, come sit with us this December and join us in our circles. So your future self will thank you for the space that you create now.